Okay, for this video, we're going to be looking at two-point perspective. For this, you're going to need a pencil and an eraser. Make sure you have a straight edge, whether it's a ruler or a piece of paper folded in half. And of course, you're going to need some paper. As a quick review, in the last video, you looked at one-point perspective, and we drew all of these simple shapes using our single vanishing point, and all of our orthogonal lines went straight to your vanishing point. We worked with exterior points and interior points like on the star. And then, of course, we worked on doing that steal and slide so that you could get this back shape here, this back line, okay? A lot of the techniques are the same. So let's get started with 2 points. Get to a clean piece of paper. At the top, just put 2-point perspective. All right. All right, I'm going to start by creating that horizon line straight through the center of my page. And then since I have 2 vanishing points this time, I'm going to put one on the left side and one on the right side. I'm going to come in about 1 inch on either side, right there, and one right there. Now, when we think back to 1-point perspective and our shapes that we were drawing, if we were working on a cube, we started off by drawing the front of the cube, which is a square. So if I show you an object, here, I'll do this because you can do this. All right, if we're looking at this as our cube and we're looking at it from 1-point perspective, if I turn it this way, you can see the top of it. So that would be worm's eye view. If I turn it this way, there's bird's eye view from the bottom. But you have this object that goes back into space, and you would typically just have it from one side, okay? When we're doing this as 2-point perspective, you do not start with a square. You actually start with the corner. So I'm going to start with the corner here, and then the top and the bottom. These are still my orthogonal lines, but these are each going to go to my vanishing points, okay? So let's come up here and let's start in worm's eye view. And I'm just going to draw it right here, a little bit off to the right so that I have room for all of these. And all I have is a vertical line. Okay, remember, verticals stay vertical. They never change. From the top of that vertical line, I'm going to draw my orthogonal lines to each vanishing point. Again, draw this light because part of this gets erased later. Maybe I should draw a little bit darker. See if that helps. I'll draw darker this time. How's that? Yeah, you can see that one. I'll go over this one. All right, so that shows us the top of our cube. Right now, it should look like a giant arrow. All right, so then from the bottom of this vertical line, I'm going to go to each vanishing point. And it's going to end up making it look like this funky shape that goes back in space forever and ever and ever. Now, I know we can see the bottom of it, but we're not ready to draw that yet. We need to figure out where our cube ends. We need to figure out these back points here and here. Okay, so we're going to steal and slide. If this line is a vertical line, we're going to make a vertical line wherever you want the back of your cube to be. So you can steal your vertical, slide it to where you want the end of it to be, and draw a line connecting those two. Steal this one, slide it back, and connect. All right, so now I have the two sides. Oops, you can't see that. The two sides of my cube, but I need to draw the bottom. Do you see how the bottom foreshortens this square? It foreshortens it to be a diamond. So I need to draw that diamond on the bottom here. And to do that, I'm going to take this point here, and I'm going to draw an orthogonal line to the opposite vanishing point. So the one that's farthest away, way over here. Let's line that up. Goes all the way over there. And then I'm going to go from this corner here to the opposite vanishing point here. And those two lines are going to cross one another. And that creates that diamond shape I was telling you about that is the bottom of your cube. I'll go back and erase these three lines. They're no longer needed. And now you know why I said to draw lightly. And then these three lines over here. And there you have a cube going in 2-point perspective. All right, let's do another one down here in bird's eye view. I'm going to come over to the left this time to draw it. Again, start with a vertical line. Then from the top and the bottom of that line, you're going to go to your vanishing points. You'll eventually get so good at this that you don't really need to draw your line all the way to your vanishing point. But until then, I do recommend that you go ahead and draw it that far. Right, put it on both sides there. Now I need to put the back of my cube on. So again, vertical. Let's steal it and slide. Steal it and slide. Now I have my two sides. This time we are in bird's eye view, so I should be able to see the top of my box, which means I'm going to go from this point here, the opposite vanishing point. And from this one, that vanishing point. But look, I'm going to save myself a little bit of trouble, and I'm just going to stop when I get to right there. That way I don't have to erase the rest of that line. Okay? So now I have two cubes, one in bird's eye, one in worm's eye. And I want you to practice doing one more. This one is going to be on eye level. And because you remember all of your vocab, you know that eye level means that it's going to cross right over that horizon line. So we left a little bit of space here. Let's make our vertical line right here, going right over top of the horizon line. Okay. Same technique as before. We're still using the two vanishing points. We're still going to start at the top and draw a line that goes to each. One. And there's two. Now, the advantage of having this video is that you can pause it whenever you need to. So if I've gone too fast or if you've missed any steps, make sure you pause it or rewind, go back and get it right. Then go from the bottom to each vanishing point. Just like that. Okay. Then the next step is to figure out the sides of my cube. So that's the steal and slide. Steal my vertical, slide it back. Steal this vertical and slide it back. All right, I want to make sure I erase my horizon line that's inside of my cube. That doesn't make any sense. It's not transparent. And then I'm going to erase this top line here. That orthogonal line is no longer needed. And this one's no longer needed.
We have returned. They made us wait for.
Thank you. She'll tell you. Okay, so now I have a cube. Because this one's on eye level, you can't see the top or the bottom. All right, so it's absolutely fine right where it is. Those were just my friends returning from class. It's fine. Okay, so I want to show you one more thing before we're done with this video, and that is how do you put a letter on the side of this? So if there's a letter on the side of it, kind of like a toy block, let's try putting a T on this side over here. Okay, so let's zoom in. You don't need to see all of those right now. But you do still need to see my two vanishing points. There, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to start, obviously a T was go up here and then straight down, right? So let's start by making that rectangular section that would be up at the top. And I'm just going to eyeball about how far down I should make that top of my T. Notice I used the vanishing point. So the top of my T normally would be horizontal, but that means that it's going to go towards my vanishing point. Anything that's horizontal is going to go to the vanishing point. So there's the top of my T. I need the section that's going to go below it. I'm just going to draw the whole thing. I know that there will be a vertical that comes in here. It's easier to go ahead and draw the whole thing. Then this part of my T that goes vertical here will still be vertical. I'm going to slide this over. And that'll go there. Slide over one more time. There's the other side of the vertical part of my T. Okay. Bottom down here is a horizontal, so I'm going to need to line that up with my vanishing point. And then I'm going to have a little vertical here and a vertical here. And steal and slide if you want. Oops, didn't quite go far enough. There we go. And then I'm going to erase this tiny little spot here. And look, I have a T. And that is going to help you a bunch with your next project. So if you have any questions about how to do any other letters, please feel free to let me know. If you have any questions about 2-point perspective, you can email me or come visit during office hour on Wednesday, 12 to 1. See ya.